The 2019 MLB All Star Game is only a couple weeks away. I'm so excited. And on Friday, we got some pretty big news about the MLB All Star starter finalists.
Yes, I'm aware today's Sunday and I haven't uploaded in 2 days. Whoops.
Now, a lot of the finalists definitely deserving to be there, but then there's a few that you go, well, what are you doing there? Yes, I'm talking about the Cubs outfielders. How? But regardless, what I'm going to do in today's video is go over who you should be picking at each position for the 2019 MLB All Star Game starters. The voting opens up on Wednesday at noon and goes until Thursday at 4. It's a very short period, but you need to go out and vote for your guys that you want in there. So I figured I'd go ahead and tell you who you should be voting for, save you some time. As always, if you guys do enjoy this video, make sure to leave a like on it. That's the best way to show your support. Subscribe if you're new and you enjoy the content. If you love baseball, this is the place to be. Make sure to hit that sub button. Remember to get in the comment section down below. Let me know if you agree or disagree. Maybe you can tell me your picks. Just join the team, join the conversation. And remember to follow me on Twitter and Instagram at GiraffeNeckMarc. Links in the description down below to both of those. So let's start off by addressing the first baseman, and we'll go to my favorite league, the National League. We've got Freddie Freeman for the Braves, Josh Bell for the Pirates, and Anthony Rizzo for the Cubs. I personally would have loved to see Pete Alonso in there, but again, I can't argue with the guys that are here. They're having great years. You've got Anthony Rizzo, who's a fantastic first baseman. He can do it all, but out of the three, he definitely has the worst numbers. So it's really down to Freddie Freeman and Josh Bell. Freeman's hitting .318 with a .407 on base, .609 slugging, and a .1016 OPS. He has 21 homers, 20 doubles, and 61 RBIs. And then you've got Josh Bell, who's hitting .313 with a .384 on base, .641 slugging, and a .1025 OPS, 20 homers, 3 triples, 27 doubles, a league best 66 RBIs. There's really no wrong choice here, but I'm gonna go with Josh Bell, and here's why. Freddie Freeman's without a doubt the best first baseman in baseball, and their numbers are incredibly similar. But for me, the reason why Josh Bell gets the edge over Freddie Freeman is that slugging percentage and OPS. While Freeman does have the higher on-base percentage by about 20 points, Josh Bell's slugging percentage is just a little bit higher. And for me, if I'm gonna get down to the best of the best, I want the guy who's gonna hit the ball better than the guy who's gonna walk more. And for those reasons, Josh Bell is my choice at first base. Now in the American League, you got Luke Voit of the Yankees, CJ Cron of the Twins, and Carlos Santana of the Indians. CJ Cron and Luke Voit are having almost identical years. When I read out their numbers, you're gonna be like, that's almost, you can't pick. Voit's hitting .268 with a .388 on base, .496 slugging, and .885 OPS, 17 home runs, 9 doubles, 1 triple, and 46 RBIs. While Cron is hitting .285 with a .349 on base, .547 slugging, .895 OPS, 17 homers, 16 doubles, and 50 RBIs. So those 2 years are incredibly similar, but I don't think that's the right choice right now, because upon further review, it's gotta be Carlos Santana. Listen to these numbers. Santana is hitting .292, which is higher than both Cron and Voit. He has an on-base at .415, again higher than Cron and Voit. Slugging percentage at .532, which is lower than CJ Cron, but higher than Luke Voit, and an OPS at .947, which is again higher than both. 16 home runs, 14 doubles, a triple, and 46 RBIs, very comparable to Luke Voit and CJ Cron. But I think you gotta give it to Carlos Santana. He's having a fantastic year. I don't think anyone saw this. He's definitely been a big surprise, but he's my choice for the All-Star at first base for the American League. Moving on to second base in the National League, you've got Ketel Marte, Ozzie Albies, and Mike Moustakas. Ozzie Albies is, of course, a great player for the Braves. He plays good defense at second base, gets on base, he does it all, but he's not the choice here. It's down to Mike Moustakas and Ketel Marte. Moustakas is having a great year. Making the move to second base hasn't slowed him down one bit. 22 homers, 16 doubles, 46 RBIs. He's hitting .281 with a .360 on base, .588 slugging, and a .948 OPS. And Ketel Marte is no slouch either. 20 homers, 17 doubles, 4 triples, 51 RBIs, .309 average, .359 on base, .586 slugging, and a .946 OPS. These guys' numbers, again, nearly identical here. The numbers are so incredibly close. You've got Mike Moustakas, who's having one of the best starts to a season that he's ever had. And then you've had Ketel Marte, who's completely broke out this year, hitting for way more power than anyone could expect. I personally don't think there's a wrong choice here, and as much as I love Mike Moustakas, because we got the Greek connection, I'm a Greek myself, I think that Ketel Marte edges it out slightly for me because their numbers are so comparable. The only difference is that Ketel Marte is hitting .300, and as someone who loves batting average, I know that's a little bit weird, but as someone who loves batting average and all the numbers are pretty much identical otherwise, that's what's going to give me the slight edge, so I'm going Ketel Marte at second base. In the American League, we got DJ LeMahieu for the Yankees, Tommy La Stella for the Angels, and Jose Altuve for the Astros. Throw out Jose Altuve, he shouldn't be on here, he shouldn't be one of the finalists, so we're not even going to talk about him. It's down to LeMahieu and La Stella. DJ LeMahieu has had a fantastic year, don't get me wrong. He's going to be an all-star regardless. Both of these guys will be. For LeMahieu, he has 9 home runs, 16 doubles. He's hitting .316 with a .365 on base, .467 slugging, and .832 OPS. It's a really good year, but for me, the choice has to be Tommy La Stella. His numbers speak for himself, plus the story. How do you not vote for Tommy La Stella? He needs to be the starting second baseman. 15 home runs, 7 doubles, 41 RBIs. He's hitting .295 with a .340 549 on base, 500 slugging, and 849 OPS. He's only struck out 24 times in 254 at-bats. Tommy La Stella deserves to be the second baseman for the American League in the 2019 All Star Game. This dude's having a crazy year, a career year by far. Who saw these numbers coming? So I'm picking Tommy La Stella at second base. He deserves to be there. Moving on to third base, we got Nolan Arenado for the Rockies, Chris Bryant for the Cubs, and Josh Donaldson for the Braves. My biggest gripe right now is that Anthony Rendon is not in this. How does he not become one of the finalists? National fans, shame on you. Baseball fans, shame on you everywhere. The dude's going off. He probably should be the starter out of anybody, but he's not on here, so we go with these three. And while Chris Bryant's having a good year and Josh Donaldson's just starting to heat up, but still not all-star level, out of these three, the easy choice is Nolan Arenado. Arenado has 19 home runs, 17 doubles, and 2 triples to drive in 61 runs. He's hitting .325 with a .387 on base, .590 slugging, and an OPS at .977. Oh yeah, and he's an incredible fielder at third base, the best one in the National League. It's Nolan Arenado. Now, if Anthony Rendon was here, I'm probably choosing him, but he's not. So Nolan Arenado is my choice, and honestly, it's not a bad one. He's incredible. And then at third base in the American League, it's Alex Bregman, Hunter Dozier, and Gio Urshela. Now, my biggest gripe with this one is that Gio Urshela is here. He is clearly not an all-star starter, third baseman caliber type player. So while he's on here, I'm not going to talk much about him because he's not the right choice. No. Matt Chapman, Rafael Devers got screwed. They deserve to be the other two, really. Now, Hunter Dozier's having a fantastic year, career season. He's hitting .307 with a .396 on base, .573 slugging, and OPS at .968, 11 homers, 12 doubles, 3 triples, 35 RBIs. But he still just isn't the right guy to choose because Alex Bregman, he's your choice here. While Bregman's average is down a bit this year, his numbers are still incredible. 21 homers, 10 doubles, 51 RBIs. He's hitting .263 with a .391 on base, .529 slugging to give him an OPS at .920. I love him at third base. Bregman's one of my favorite players. While Hunter Dozier and Gio Urshela are definitely having the best years of their career and are breaking out, their numbers still don't compare to Alex Bregman, so Bregman's got to be your choice at third base in the American League. At shortstop, we've got Javier Baez of the Cubs, Dansby Swanson of the Braves, and Trevor Story on the Rockies. I personally don't have any problems with these picks here. I think these are the three guys that definitely deserve it. While Dansby Swanson's having a great year again, I don't think he's in the same level that Javi Baez and Trevor Story are right now this year, so we're going to throw him off to the side. For Baez, he's having another MVP type season building off a strong 2018. 18 homers, 18 doubles, 3 triples, driving in 48 runs. He's hitting .281 with a .321 on base, .542 slugging, and an OPS at .863. And then for Trevor Story, he's also building off a huge breakout year in 2018, and he's continued to hit well this year. 17 homers, 20 doubles, 2 triples, and 48 RBIs. He's hitting .294 with a .360 on base, .547 slugging, and an OPS at .907. As much as I love to watch Javi Baez play, he's one of the most exciting players in baseball to watch. I think Trevor Story deserves to be the all-star here. Better average, better on base, comparable slugging, better OPS. The thing that kind of holds up Trevor Story right now is that he's on the IL with a thumb sprain, but when just looking at the numbers objectively, I think Trevor Story's having a better year than Javi Baez, but really you can't go wrong with either guy. I'm just choosing Trevor Story. In the American League, you got Carlos Correa of the Astros, Jorge Polanco of the Twins, and Gleyber Torres of the Yankees. There's actually a lot of players in the American League that could have been finalists for the AL shortstop position, but I think that these three are a pretty good choice. Correa, up until his injury, had been playing at an all-star type level, but his injury has slowed him down a bit, so I'm not going to consider him right now. Gleyber's definitely having a fantastic year. Now, playing the Orioles has boosted his numbers just a bit, but regardless, they're still his numbers, so we're going to go over them, and they're pretty good. Gleyber has 18 homers, 13 doubles, and 45 RBIs, hitting .287 with a .347 on base, .544 slugging to give him an OPS at .891. And while his year has been fantastic, I have to pick Jorge Polanco here. The guy has been so important for the Minnesota Twins, MVP type season. Polanco has 11 homers, 5 triples, and 22 doubles to give him 38 RBIs. He's hitting a league best .324 with a .383 on base, .544 slugging, and an OPS at .927. No knock on Gleyber Torres. Dude's an all-star, without a doubt, I think. But Jorge Polanco, he's putting up crazy type numbers, especially for a guy who we knew had the talent, but just hadn't seen this good yet. Jorge Polanco's been huge for the Twins, been a huge part of their success. He needs to start at shortstop for the American League in the All Star Game. So while I was editing, I realized he didn't record the catchers, so now it's nighttime, but we're gonna cover the catchers here. In the National League, you got Wilson Contreras, Brian McCann, and Yasmani Grandal. Brian McCann's actually have a surprisingly good season, but I don't think that he's on the same level right now as Yasmani Grandal and Wilson Contreras. And between those two, it's a tough pick, but Wilson Contreras right now having a fantastic year. He has 15 home runs, 11 doubles, driving in 42 runs, hitting .290 with a .386 on base, .548 slugging, and a .934 OPS. Not to mention defensively behind the plate, he's like a young Yadi Molina. The dude's throwing out runners left and right. He's active, he blocks the ball beautifully. So Wilson Contreras is very good, and Yasmani Grandal is having a great year as well. 17 homers, 10 doubles, 2 triples, 45 RBIs. He's hitting .274 274 with a 383 on base, 549 slugging, and a 932 OPS. The choice here is really difficult. It's two extremely good catchers. I'm gonna go with Wilson Contreras here. I think he's just a little bit better than Yasmani Grandal, but overall, again, no wrong choice. In the American League, it's Gary Sanchez, James McCann, and Robinson Chirinos. While Robinson Chirinos is having a nice year for the Astros, not good enough to be an all-star. James McCann having the best year of his career, and I think deserves to be on the all-star team, but not as a starter. Because Gary Sanchez, let's be honest, is the best catcher in the American League. Look at his numbers. They're disgusting. So Gary has an American League best 23 home runs, 7 doubles, 1 triple, and 52 RBIs. He's hitting 274 with a 340 on base, 642 slugging to give him an OPS at 982. Say what you want about the guy defensively. He's a little rough. He has a great arm, but he's a little rough otherwise. And completely throw away the year he had last year, because right now in 2019, he's going off and deserves to be the starting catcher in the American League. Now, before I go into the outfielders, we're going to cover the DH spot for the American League. JD Martinez, Hunter Pence, Nelson Cruz. JD Martinez is one of the best pure hitters in all of baseball. He definitely deserves to be on this list. Hunter Pence is having an incredible season. Everyone thought that dude was down and out, but he's came back to the Rangers and he's performing well. And Nelson Cruz is having a great year as well, but I don't think he's on the same level as JD Martinez or Hunter Pence this year, so I'm gonna go for those two. JD Martinez has 16 homers, 15 doubles, and a triple to give him 42 RBIs. He's hitting 293 with a 369 on base, 533 slugging to give him an OPS at 903. But the choice in my opinion's gotta be Hunter Pence. 15 homers, 14 doubles, 1 triple, 48 RBIs. He's hitting 294 with a 353 on base, 608 slugging to give him an OPS at 962. His numbers are just a little better than JD Martinez, plus the fact that Hunter Pence came back from the dead basically. No one expected him to do anything. He went and played in Mexico this winter to try to prove to teams that he was able to still be major league quality. So I love the story. Hunter Pence is a freaky player. He does everything so weird. I'd love to see him start in the All Star game for the Rangers and for the American League. He's my choice. Now, to read off all the names for the outfield, starting off in the National League. In the National League, we got Cody Bellinger, Christian Yelich, Ronald Acuna, Jock Peterson, Nick Markakis, Charlie Blackmon, Albert Almora Jr., Kyle Schwarber, Jason Hayward. Now let's address this right off the bat. Nick Markakis and all the Cubs players gone. We're not talking about them. Jock Peterson's having a great year, but still not at the level of the others guys, so they shouldn't get votes. It really comes down to Bellinger, Yelich, Acuna, and Blackmon. Now Acuna's having a fantastic season, but he's still not my choice. The three guys I'm going with are Cody Bellinger, Christian Yelich, and Charlie Blackmon, and here's their numbers. I'm just gonna read out Bellinger and Yelich's stats for fun because they're video game type stuff. Bellinger has 25 homers, 16 doubles, and 2 triples to give him 61 RBIs. He's hitting a league best 353 with a league best on base at 447 and a slugging at 706 to give him an OPS at 1153. And then Yelich, of course, going off as well. 29 home runs to lead the league, 15 doubles, 2 triples, 62 RBIs, and he's also stole a league best 17 bases. He's hitting 343 with a 493 on base, 751 slugging, and an OPS at 1190. Again, disgusting. But here's the guy that no one's talking about, and that's Charlie Blackmon, and he should definitely be the other outfielder you pick. Blackmon has 18 home runs, 18 doubles, and 6 triples to give him 49 RBIs. He's hitting 332 with a 377 on base, 646 slugging, and an OPS at 1023. Now, while these other outfielders are having fantastic years on their own, except for the Cubs guys, they shouldn't be on here at all. But you're talking about Acuna, you're talking about Jock Peterson, some of those other players. Charlie Blackmon's still better than them and definitely deserves your vote. For the American League, we got Mike Trout, George Springer, Joey Gallo, Michael Brantley, Austin Meadows, Eddie Rosario, Aaron Judge, and Josh Reddick. Yeah, and Mookie Betts. Definitely didn't forget it the first time. So right off the bat, get rid of Aaron Judge. He hasn't played pretty much at all this year. Mookie Betts is having a down year. He's not all-star compared to some of these other guys on the list. And Josh Reddick's having a nice year, but again, not all-star compared to some of these other players. While Rosario has been huge for the Twins and is having a great season, I don't think he deserves to be a starter, so I'm going to throw him off to the side right now. Let's make it blatantly obvious that Mike Trout and George Springer are definitely the two picks right now that are locked. Those guys should definitely be starting in the All-Star game. Austin Meadows is having a fantastic year, but his numbers just aren't there just yet. He should be an All-Star, but not a starter. It goes down between Michael Brantley and Joey Gallo. While Joey Gallo has been on the IL with an injury, he's the better pick. His numbers are so good, and he's coming back on Tuesday. And that's no knock on Brantley either. He's definitely an all-star, just not a starter. I'm going Gallo. Gallo's got 17 homers, 11 doubles, 1 triple, and 41 RBIs. He's actually hitting for average, which is crazy. 276, that's by far the best of his career. 421 on base, by far the best of his career. 653 slugging, and a OPS at 1074. Those are the numbers that we expected to see from Joey Gallo when you heard all the hype from him as a prospect. He's finally starting to put the ball in play more. He's still crushing home runs. He's still walking. Joey Gallo has broke out this year. He's a beast, and he needs to be the third outfielder in the All-Star game. So those are my choices for the MLB All-Star game starters for the 2019 season. I would love to know what you guys think about them down in the comment section below. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Did I snub someone? Let me know your thoughts and opinions. Remember, leave a like on this video if you did enjoy it. That's the best way to support the channel. Subscribe if you're new and you enjoy the content. If you love baseball, this is the place to be. Make sure to hit that sub button. Remember to follow me on Twitter and Instagram at GiraffeNeckMarc. Links in the description. And we're going to wrap up today's video. YouTube recommends you watch this video right here, as well as this is my most recent upload. So click through those if you have not yet seen them. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.